My name is Promise King, the Executive Director of League of Minority Voters. Before then, I was a policy advisor, senior policy advisor of the City Council, Portland City Council, that is. Before then, I was a columnist for the Portland Tribune newspapers. And I've also worked as a senior policy advisor to the State Treasurer, Randall Edwards. Before then, I worked as Chief of Staff to Deborah Kafuri and Vice President of Communication and Program Development at the Urban League of Portland, and also a newspaper reporter for the Observer and the Scanner newspapers. In all of those years, I have found a lot of African Americans, if you will, who have had jobs and left because they could not really stand the environment. And I've had talked to white people who don't understand why they have retention problems with African Americans. Well, that experience pushed me in some directions to garner some facts about why and how we can mediate these obvious discrepancy in employment. And tonight, I want to talk to you about what has helped me and 10 ways you can survive the white environment, working environment. Number one, as a black man or a black woman, you got to understand who you are. If you don't understand who you are, you'll be molded and bridled by the environment, by the white environment where you walk at. Here's how. If you don't know yourself, your values, your culture, who you are as a human being, and you allow that to define your humanity for you, there is every chance that you will not survive your environment. So you've got to know that. If you don't know that and you sway by emotion, you sway by comments, you're going to have a lot of that working in a white environment. You ain't working anyway. But know who you are. That's point one. Number two, develop ability to promote your values. What I mean by that, your values will make you thick and will define you, your humanity. Your ability is to promote not just your mundanity or your shallowness, but the ability to promote your skills, your experience. How do you do that? One, by ensuring that when you open your mouth, you know what you're talking about. That office space is not a place where you jest. It's not a place where you come and talk without thinking. Off the cuff comments would undermine your skills, your ability, and the perception people have about you. So restrain from doing that. Number three, apply problem-solving mechanism to issue of race in workplace. Understand that working among other folks, you're not an advocate for racism and racial issues. You're not an advocate. You are going to be pulled to racial issue or discuss. Absolutely, you have to refuse to answer any questions. And when your views are sought, kindly decline if you want to survive, because it's a no-win situation for you. You're not going to win any racial dialogue in the office, so stay away from that. Number four, always demonstrate professionalism. Do not go out and get drunk. There are going to be free booze, but do not go out there and 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 behave as if everything is all right. Nothing's all right. Maintain your professional attitude. Ensure that by all means you remain cool, calculated, and professional in your speech, in your dressing, in your mannerism, in your shibboleths, in your relationship. Remember that your loyalty is to your immediate supervisor, the person who writes your person who's going to give you your recommendation, who supervises your work. That's who your loyalty should be to. Any other thing, getting involved in office politics and picking side is dangerous to your future career. You're there as a professional. Anything short of that is a recipe for being fired or being pigeonholed and confined. So maintain that professionalism. It's very absolutely intrinsic to you being maintaining your job, because anything outside the realm of professionalism will put you in a very disadvantaged position. Number 5, there are going to be rules that are not written anywhere. And those rules and having the standard that you made in the office is being dictated. Who make the decision? The white man make the decision. The person you work with will make the decision for you. So learn their shibboleths, learn their mannerism, learn how they dress, learn how they talk, learn how they walk, learn their opinion about people of color, about African Americans. Find out to actually learn about their nuances, about what they think about people who look like you. Once you have that information, know how you structure your relationship constructively. Don't get careless. Careless comment, careless doing your own thing is not going to cut it, because you are in an office environment, and who write the standard? Those who hire you. So maintain that. Number 6, have a plan B always. Have plan B in your pocket. Open a new file immediately you're hired. Open a new file. In that file, include what you're going to be doing in the next 6 months in case you're fired. Have a scenario in place. So a plan B should include every other networking capacity you can create for yourself, or having a grand plan, working in a family structure, and helping either going back to school or increasing your skills. Once you have that, that will build your confidence that whatever happens, you will still have a future. Having that plan B is really also very critical. And plan B allows you to re-examine yourself, your skills, your future more critically. And number 7, demand that every accolade, every praise you get, every you're doing a good job, gentlemen, be written down. Demand that all your evaluation is done on time and in place. Make sure that it's written down. Do not accept a verbal thank you for a job well done kind of compliment. Don't accept compliment. Don't take in compliment or accept it's written down. You have that piece of paper. Once you have that piece of paper, you have evidence. Otherwise, platitudes and it's not enough to save you from criticism, future criticism of deficiency or any other stuff you can be ascribed to. So to maintain your viability in your workplace, you've got to demand that your superiors or your supervisor give you written recommendation, written complimentary compliments. Number 8, make sure that when you work in an environment, you understand what your job responsibilities are. If you don't understand, ask your supervisor to outline every job responsibility that you've been held accountable for. Absence of that, you can have a cyclonic fascia of employment when you are doing nothing, and that will come back to bite you. Because if at the end you measure by some traditional threshold, you won't measure up because one, you don't know all your responsibilities. And nobody is going to tell you your responsibility until you're getting fired or until you're being told you can't do your job. So make sure that you understand your job responsibility. And if you don't understand, ask questions, ask for explanation. And number 9, stay away from office relationship. There is no inner office relationship because you're being watched. Brothers, stay away from the women in the office because when you're working in a white environment, you are going to be monitored, watched, and you are a prime target for some racial, sexual innuendos. So don't play into that game. Do not. Stay away from the women bed. That is not a place to look for a girlfriend or a flake. So stay away from that so you can keep your job. Number 10, look for another job.
Vroom, vroom, vroom.